Good evening from Thorpe Park Resort. Tonight I'm going to be sleeping in a shipping container. They call it the Thorpe Shark Hotel. I'm not sure it's much of a hotel. Anyway, I'm going to go check into my cabin. Shall we go? It feels quite weird entering the park as everybody's leaving. And over there is the entrance to the Thorpe Shark Hotel, the big metallic guy right there. So as you head up towards the dome, you've just got a turning on the right here. Head down to the Thorpe Shark Cabins. Oh, through the shark we go. There's a few references to old rides here, like Canada Creek Railway, the old sign for the Rocky Express there, and a very old Thorpe Park logo down here. That reminds me of coming when I was younger. So check-in was fairly straightforward. They asked the usual questions, address and ID and all that sort of thing. I'm upstairs, we're going to go and have a look. I've got to be honest, first impressions, it's giving off a bit of a prison vibe, but let's go and see, shall we? I think when I said shipping container at the start of the video, I was being slightly clickbaity, but now I think it is becoming reality. Anyway, I'm upstairs, I'm in room number 215. Let's go check it out. Well, it looks like I get a nice view over the lake anyway. I mean, the sunset's going to be beautiful up here. Well, I don't think there's any denying that it is certainly quite cosy in here. However, there are a few nice little touches. So I'm going to take you around this quite small environment and we'll give it a look, shall we? So first of all, when I walked in, the main light was off, and actually I really like this kind of blue lighting here, and the mural on the wall is quite funky. If I turn the main light on now, that is quite funky. I think I might use that as a backdrop for a video later on. There is a TV up here on the wall as well. I wonder if they've got any special Thorpe Park presentations. So as I enter my cabin to the right, we've got the main double bed there. That's where I'll be sleeping tonight. There's also bunk beds here as well, so you can fit a maximum of 4 people in here. Although I would say I think it'd be quite cosy if you're with someone that snores. Well, I mean, that's going to echo throughout the whole building, I would imagine. And on the wall by the main bed, there is some climate control as well, so hopefully we can keep the temperature nice and sensible in here. Also good to see we've got light switches by the bed as well, so we can turn the main light off, and then we've got some little reading lights on the side here as well. I can't be honest, it's quite a nice ambience in here, despite the small space. One thing I should say is I have noticed every time someone walks past there, there is a slight vibration by the door here as well. So hopefully that's not something that will be too disturbing throughout the evening. Now to the left of the entrance, there's this massive mirror here. Then we've got a bit of a coffee station down here. Also a bottle of water, which is nice. I did notice there's a sign as well that says that you can't drink the tap water, but that if you do want another bottle, you can grab one. So that's quite useful. And down here, we've got towels and a few drawers to keep your stuff in. Also a bin down here on the floor as well. And some hangers, so I guess this works as some kind of mini wardrobe. I feel like I'm presenting on one of those tiny homes YouTube channels right now. Anyway, into the bathroom. Again, lots of mirrored space, so it's great if you're vain. Toilet down here, nothing to report there really. More towels as we look up there. Always good to have plenty of towels. And then behind the door is the rainfall shower. Now I have heard that this is not particularly good at draining and that people have had their rooms flooded, so I'm going to be very careful using that. We have got some toiletries here as well, some shampoo and conditioner and some sea spray. Revitalise the senses, bath and shower gel. I'll be revitalising my senses later on. And there is some little spaces under the beds as well, I guess for you to store your luggage. So there's a sign on the door you can flip to either let staff know you're here or not, so you could be riding 200 feet in the air on stealth. It's actually 205 feet. Come on, Thorpe, you should know better than that. And on the flip side, perhaps you're counting sharks. Now, I had a dream once about land sharks and it was terrifying. So I'm going to be conventional and stick to counting sheep. So let's do the bed test, shall we? Oh, well, it's quite firm. It's not too bad though. I think I'll probably get a decent enough night's sleep on here. I could do with chilling out right now, actually. Catch you in a little while. And here's another look at that mural on the wall. Stealth taking centre stage, but also Swarm. You see Samurai and Saw in the background there. It's quite a nice piece of artwork, that. I wouldn't mind that in my house. I wonder how easy it is to steal. So I've just noticed that hiding behind this box here, there are actually 2 plug sockets and a couple of USB charging points as well. That's very useful. And there is another plug socket hiding here behind the bottle of water as well. I believe they're the only sockets that are here in the unit. And it has to be said, there are a few aspects that do look a little bit tired. Like there's clearly been a few knocks there. And over here on the ladder as well, you can certainly see some parts of it have rusted a little. I also just found a long strand of hair as well, which I'm going to use to make a spell with later. So I just picked up the TV remote and there's not actually a back to where the batteries go in. I mean, it's not a big deal and it's not going to negatively contribute to the quality of my stay, but all these tiny little niggles do start to add up after a little while. Anyway, baggage is stashed and clothes are hung up. And of course, Coaster Wave merchandise is available at coasterwave.com. And I'm going to head out for my evening meal. Now the Vibes bar and restaurant, which is located just inside the dome, is the only place that's available to eat here on site. You can of course leave the site and go and eat elsewhere should you choose to, but I've got a reservation booked, so I'm going to pop down there now. So around the other side of Thorpe Shark, you can actually get views of the Swarm. So there appears to be a little smoking area and chill out area downstairs as well. Back through the shark we go. I actually do quite like this. This is quite a funky little bit of theming here. Just escaped a shark's mouth. A nearby surfer was not so lucky. So into the dome we go for dinner. And we're eating here at Vibes Bar and Kitchen. So I've just had my evening meal in Vibes behind me there. It was okay, fairly standard theme park food, although a few different things on the menu. I had a pork Yorkshire wrap with chips and gravy. Actually, it was pretty decent. It was a bit stodgy, but the chips were really nice and the gravy was lovely too. And a quite expensive pint of Budweiser. Not the choice I'd usually go for, but they were quite limited at the bar there. So all in all, that came to £19.50. I don't have any kind of annual pass discount anymore with the Essential Pass. Obviously with a gold or a platinum pass you'd save 20% on that, so that would make quite a difference, I would imagine. I'll be back there in the morning for breakfast because that is included with my hotel stay. So just taking a look again at some of the retro signage here in Thorpe Shark. And the Canada Creek Railway sign, that's really cool. Got an old Amity Seafoods up here as well. Now all of these for old rides are no longer here. Zodiac technically is still here, but it was closed today, so is this a hint that it may not be here for much longer? And a real classic of Thorpe Park's yesteryear, Logger's Leap, of course, their old log flume, which is now where Hyperia stands. So there's a sort of garden of sorts separating the 2 rows of shipping container cabins. Little bits of theming down there as well. And this is the outside area that I showed you earlier, but from ground level there's just some seating and stuff here. I guess in the summer where it's busier, this snack bar is open and serving food. It's really nice that they leave this outside plaza open as well, so you get some magnificent views of the park in the English sunset. How beautiful does it look tonight? It feels surreal and almost illegal to be wandering around the Thorpe Park Bridge here at like 8:30 in the evening. But it's such a lovely evening that I can't stay confined to my little cabin, especially when Thorpe Park has so many lovely views, and it's so nice to look across the lake here at Hyperia. Saw as well there. Not quite as nice to look at that, admittedly. So as I walk through the Shark here one more time, feels like a good time to mention that in tomorrow morning I actually have a 1 hour fast track which is included within my hotel stay. That means I can get on as many rides as I can in the first hour, so I'm going to try a bit of a speed run. That's coming up later in the video. Well, this area looks a lot nicer with the lights on, doesn't it? It's all very twinkly and also very quiet. So I've just actually used the shower, and I've got to say the shower itself is fantastic. It's a rainfall shower, really powerful. The temperatures I was very responsive. I could get it exactly the temperature that I wanted it to be. However, there are some design flaws. So I managed to avoid flooding my room because I actually rolled up a towel and put that in front of the door. However, if I hadn't have done, I dread to think what would have happened. Well, first of all, look how condensated and steamy it is in here. Now, this is the towel that I used. It is literally wringing wet. It is so heavy that it has absorbed so much water. That was literally just rolled up down by the door there, so it was not kind of, it's not like it was underneath the shower or too near the shower or anything. It's just the water gets absolutely everywhere. In fact, my socks are getting wet just standing in here. So it's something you can get away with, I think, if you're staying on your own, because I've got some spare towels that I can use, and obviously it was just me having a shower, so it was only running for a few minutes. If you've got a family of 4 in here, each of you having a shower separately, using up all the towels, the condensation, the water under the door, I think could potentially be a problem. So that's something you might want to bear in mind if you stay here. Anyway, it's about 9:45 now, so it's now fully dark outside, so I thought I'd go for a quick wander before I bed down, just to see what things are looking like after dark. Well, this looks really nice out here, doesn't it? Some nice sort of blue up lighting to go with the twinkly sparkle lights. It's quite mild as well out here, so certainly a lovely evening to sit out if you are so inclined. I do like all the blue up lighting out here as well. Thorpe Park do know how to light their theme park. That's something that definitely has to be said. Like, this is gorgeous walking around here. Well, this is a vibe walking through here, isn't it? I feel like I'm in some sort of scare maze. And how nice to look out here on the bridge, all the colour changing lights. We're having some sort of bridge disco. So I've just been told by another guest that apparently Hyperia is looking stunning, reflecting into the lake. So looking forward to having a look at that as we round the corner shortly. Oh wow. It is quite the night coaster, is Hyperia. It's just that perfect reflection in the lake. It just looks absolutely stunning, doesn't it? I just wish I could be riding it right now. Well, it looks like Vibes is closed, which is surprising. It's only just gone 10 o'clock. You'd think there is scope here, particularly in the summer months when maybe it's a bit busier, for them to have like a bar that's open a little bit later. And there is the Thorpe Park skyline at night. Fancy a late night swim? So you can basically walk as far as this gate up here. Still provides some pretty nice views of Stealth up in the distance. Swarm's not really lit up much. You can kind of just about see it over there to the right hand side. There's some slight kind of purpley red up lighting, but it's not quite as vivacious as the other lighting. And then around to the other side you can kind of walk down to where Vortex is, but not much further. It's just nice that they leave all this open to hotel guests. And you can almost get close enough to Quantum to touch it. And you know what? They've got the name of that bar and kitchen just about right, because it certainly is a vibe out here. And I believe you can walk down into this seating area through here as well. Just beyond this sort of random castle wall, which I'll be honest, I've never even noticed before. I've been to Thorpe Park so many times, but because I'm usually preoccupied by rides and things, you don't notice these little things, these little details. And there's another look at Vortex. I kind of wish I'd come here with another 10 content ideas to videos, because there are so many amazing backdrops to record content here. Maybe I just wasn't prepared enough. Anyway, I'm going to head back to my cabin now and try and get a decent night's sleep, ready for the speed run in the morning. Let me know in the comments below before I start how many rides do you think I'm going to get done. I'm aiming for 6. Tentatively, I reckon I could get 8. I've got a whole plan of action that I'm going to put into place, and we'll talk about that very shortly. But I'm interested to know what you think. How many rides do you reckon you could get done with a 1-hour fast track here at Thorpe Park Resort? Good morning. Not the best night's sleep, if I'm honest. There was a fire alarm that kicks off at about midnight. That was the loudest thing I've ever heard and was terrifying to be woken up to, quite frankly. But I think it was just a false alarm because it stopped after about 20 seconds or so. Bed's reasonably comfortable. I mean, once you're in there, it's all quite cosy, to be fair. But once I was awake, I found it difficult to get back to sleep. So yeah, I'm not the best rested. Yeah, I think that's more down to the alarm than anything. Also, once people get up and about and start walking past your door, it's quite loud and it does vibrate the room as well. So once everyone else is up and about, you might as well be too. Anyway, I'm going to pop down for breakfast now. We'll see what's on offer down there, and then we'll chat about prices and everything that was included within it when we get back. It's a lovely morning though, and look, there are some swans out on the lake down there. So breakfast was perfectly fine. Had a sort of cooked breakfast and then a waffle and a pane of chocolate, or pan au chocolate if you're French. Yeah, it was all pretty fine. Nice to sit there and watch all the rise testing. It looks like it's going to be a really nice day here. So let's talk about pricing. So I booked this back in February. It cost £124 to stay here for the night. That included my parking, it included breakfast. Now at the time, Merlin were doing a deal where you also got a Merlin Essential Pass for the year if you booked an overnight stay. That's worth £139.99 on its own. So technically I'm about 15 quid up. And like I mentioned last night, it also includes 1 hour fast track to be used this morning, or you can also use it the last hour of the day if you choose as well. I've picked this morning, so I'm going to go check out and then let's go for an hour speed run through Thorpe Park, and let's see how many rides we can get in. So the plan of action is a simple one. We're going to begin at the Swarm, then we're going to walk round to Stealth and head across the back of the park, picking up Nemesis Inferno, Hyperia, Colossus and Soar along the way. Then if there's still any time left, I'll be heading to The Walking Dead. Let's see how we get on. Well, the clock starts now and we're heading straight for Swarm Island. So that is the Swarm ticked off. Second row on the right hand side there. Let's head round to Stealth. Nemesis Inferno, completed it, mate. Next up, Hyperia. Future Paul doing the edit, give Hyperia a big green tick. Soar is currently listed as being closed, but the ride is testing, so I'm going to go do Colossus first and then we'll see what's happening with Soar afterwards. Well, Colossus is now done too. There are 7 minutes of fast track time left. I'm not seeing any activity on Soar, but we're going to have a quick look anyway. If not, we'll head to Walking Dead. Well, I just heard screams emanating from Soar, which means it's either open and running with people on it, or Jigsaw's got his hands on someone. Well, the clock has just ticked past 11 o'clock, so my 1 hour of fast track has expired, but I did manage to get all of the big 6 roller coasters. So there you go. If you stay here and you get your fast track, you can easily do all the main roller coasters here at Thorpe Park in the first hour. And that was despite a bit of sloppiness as well, to be honest. I probably should have gone in the main queue of Swarm instead of the fast track. That would have probably saved me a couple of minutes. I would have got on the first train instead of waiting for the second. There's a lot of faffing around in the station for Nemesis Inferno as well. They had to shuffle people around on seats, I think, just because of sizes and that sort of thing. But even still, 6 rides in the first hour, you can't really complain at that, can you? My head hurts now a little bit though. Soar does plant your brain in the roof of your head, so that's why I recommend leaving that one till last. Now, in terms of the stay overall, I think there's a lot of good points and there's a few negatives as well. I thought the room was cozy, it was quite nicely decked out. Once you were in the bed as well, it was quite nice. It was like a little adventure, and I loved walking around last night after everything was closed as well. You could get out at the front of the dome, have a wander around, get some shots, and also out onto the bridge as well, so that provided some really nice views. And the breakfast this morning was perfectly decent as well. However, some aspects of the cabin were feeling a little bit tired. I think they could do so much more with the outside. It does look like a prison, and putting maybe some cladding on it will just make it look a bit more appealing. I think that would be a good shout. And then of course there's the shower, which like steamed up and condensated the shower room almost immediately, and that was only one person using the shower. If you've got a family of 4 all requiring the shower, that could create some issues. Parking is included for the 2 days, so that's a benefit if you don't have a gold or a platinum annual pass. Would I stay again? Possibly. I think it really depends on your situation. If I had a gold pass or a platinum pass, I probably wouldn't, because most of the benefits that you get with the stay you are already included in those passes anyway. Really, all you're getting is a night stay, your breakfast and the fast track. Obviously, I got the Merlin Essential Pass included in my booking. Outside of that offer, you do get 2-day entry into Thorpe Park as well. Again, if you had an annual pass, you're not benefiting from that. So overall, I'd say look at it. If you can get a good price, it's worth doing. It certainly felt like a bit of an adventure. I enjoyed being here overnight, and it gives me a chance to get 2 full days at Thorpe Park as well, which is pretty rare for me. So let me know what you think down below. Would you stay here? Like the video if you enjoy these sort of things. Hype it if you want to see more. And there are some other videos from Thorpe Park up on the screen now.